Isaiah Washington. I have been enjoying the content he's been sharing on both Instagram and Twitters. On Twitters, he goes by the Disruptor, and he is the truth teller, and I am here for it. He shared that he was in a Twitter space the other day, and he threw some salt in the game when race became a topic. He shared that all hell broke loose in this Twitter space when he made a comment that he wasn't black, but a melanated person. And he further stated that the person, one of the hosts of the space, was a less melanated person as a white person. And this was not welcomed. Furthering that, if we are to trust the science, then how can being called less melanated be offensive or divisive, is his question. And I agree. Looking at the hue in humans, eumelanin is the type of pigment found in humans, and I think the science is settled on the aspect of eumelanin and pheomelanin when it comes to the variation in skin, hair, and eye color among humans. Asking for a full explanation of the color construct, the white, black, brown, yellow, and red constructs, and how everybody's been put in these categories of Hispanic, Latino, Asian, Native American, according to these color constructs as well as economic constructs and power. And one need not go much further than the continent of Africa for a lot of these constructs to implode and really not follow science. In recalling one of his trips to Namibia, he came across people that had the epicanthic folds in their eyes, just like the Chinese, Japanese, and Korean people, and he felt no need to explain why people had epicanthic folds in Africa, and it is not being divisive. It is telling the truth, and I don't know why this truth is so offensive. That prompted me to recall a trip I took to China, and when I went to the top of the Shanghai Tower, I discovered something that really shocked me when it comes to race. And I wonder, is that the ancient Chinese secret? I was the only one that was drawn to this picture that was in the center of the observatory deck. These children, I was just haunted. What is the story behind this? And the only thing I could ascertain from the legend there is that, of course, it was the 1800s. Shout out to the mud flood Tartarians. And these Chinese children were sent on a ship somewhere, and they were called students who were going abroad, I guess, to study. I don't know. China, you got some splaining to do. Besides having random couples just hand me their babies so they can take pictures, I really have enjoyed traveling to China. And when I was there, I had an experience. I saw a person that looked just like my grandfather, and it was a really powerful, cathartic experience. And like the good brother Isaiah said, he trusts God and the science, and I trust God to sort all of this racial division. He's going to sort it out, and one day we will live as a human family as we were supposed to all along. And with all the color constructs, it is the black and white that gets played against each other. And can you buy a plane ticket to go to a destination of black or white? When it comes to nations, how do you identify a black or a white? I am not afraid to have truthful conversations about these boxes of black and white, these categories according to skin color. They make no sense scientifically. We can look at the complex interplay of genetics. When you look across the continent of Africa again, you look at the genetic diversity in these so-called racial groups, and that alone should stop a lot of the remedial thinking when it comes to race. Isaiah used an example of deeply melanated skin that you would see in the Sudanese people. Their skin color is so beyond beautiful. It's like no word for it to me. It's otherworldly beauty. And I don't know, it can come off like fetishizing their skin color. You can see that in some cases, but their beauty is being appreciated on the world stage when it comes to fashion. And what's fascinating about the continent is that you can also find less melanated people, or what they refer to as albino people with white skin. So I've been watching a lot of Elmo, and Elmo is always wondering, and this does make you wonder, doesn't it? When this genetic condition is expressed by a lack of pigmentation, it really challenges the simplistic notion that race is solely determined by physical appearance or pigmentation. When it comes to the social construct of race, I want to get into a subject that I talked about last year on my main channel about passing. Now, passing is something that I have personally witnessed in my own family, and there have been several movies made about passing. There was something recent that aired, and there's also something from the past, and the person that played the main character, she is actually a part of the Washington bloodline. So I want to talk about that in another reel. So I'll see you over there.